Hey guys, welcome to Fantasy Buckets podcast. This is a new channel that I'm starting, and it's gonna be aimed mainly at head-to-head leagues for fantasy basketball. You're more than welcome to use the insight and the advice, and translate it over to daily drafts for fantasy basketball, or if you do the category leagues, you're more than welcome to take the information and translate it however you'd like. But I'm gonna really focus on head-to-head leagues because I encourage people to do it. Me and the fellas have done it for the last 3 or 4 years, and it gets better and better each year. We're really fine-tuning it, every year, and making some tweaks that better the structure of it, and I'll kind of lay that out in another video, so that way you guys know how to put a league together. The way we do it, the sweet spot for our league is 10 teams. That seems to be the perfect number to be able to evenly spread the wealth of talent to each team. I think 12 is feasible. You can do 12, but if you do eight teams, then each team is going to be ridiculously stacked, and it's not going to be as competitive. It kind of just makes everybody have a superstar team, and you don't really have to look out for those waiver wire pickups, or those guys who are rising stars, and you kind of take notice. There's no need for that because everybody has a good team, and if you do more than 12, you do 14, then you kind of end up with a couple teams that have a weaker roster than the rest of the league, and then they're just going to be a easy W whenever one of the other teams face them. So, like I said, this is going to be aimed mainly at head-to-head leagues. I encourage it. It's been fun for us, and I'm no knock against the category type leagues, but I just think head-to-head league is just more fun. It takes more involvement. You can give somebody an L for that week and have bragging rights. The way we have it set up is the week starts on Monday and it ends on Sunday. So then, come that Sunday after the last game, you find out if you beat the person you were facing that week. Acquisitions are usually 7 acquisitions per week, and that's just a good number, because it divvies up into 1 acquisition per day. Although you don't have to use 1 acquisition per day, you can use 2 on a Tuesday and 3 on a Friday, and then the rest of them over Saturday and Sunday. Whatever your basketball needs are. And that's one of the knocks on head-to-head leagues, is that the NBA schedule is so up and down that you really don't have any consistency. But that's when your waiver wire game has to be good, and your acquisition game has to be good, and I can give you some tips and tricks on how to manipulate those acquisitions and get more out of your 7 acquisitions or whatever your league limit is, as far as acquisitions, and make you get the most out of each one. Quick tip is if a free agent has a back-to-back game and you need a spot filled for the next 2 days. So you're using 1 acquisition to get 2 games back-to-back, and then you can drop that guy or keep him if he has a heavy schedule for the rest of the week. But yeah, I'll be laying out how to structure vehicle and how to manipulate acquisitions. And honestly, I don't even know if there's a lot of head-to-head fantasy basketball folks out there, but if there is, I'm here for you. I'm here to provide some advice. Like I said, me and the fellas, we really enjoy it, and I'm just a basketball enthusiast, man. I'm a basketball purist. I like the NBA. I know fantasy football gets a lot of attention, and football is king. And I like football too. I do fantasy football, but I really enjoy fantasy basketball, and I'm just trying to spread the word. I think a lot of people are missing out on a good product as far as head-to-head leagues. I'll be putting out some videos too. Probably the first video I do will be some deep sleepers, because I know you can use those if you haven't drafted already, or some guys. I know a couple guys that might even be on your waiver wire that you can pick up, and you know, we can go from there, and next video I'll do is gonna be what else do I got here? I'll do some rankings per position. I'll do I'll let you guys know who's overvalued, who's undervalued. Honestly, just real quick, I think KD or Curry, they're going like top 3, top 5, and honestly, me personally, I think that one of them is gonna take a step down, and if it's not one of them that takes a step down, then it's gonna be Klay Thompson. But you know, if it were me, I'd rather take another top 5 person, just so that question mark isn't there, because you know what you're gonna get out of the other guys. That's just some quick insight on the thoughts of that. Also, keep you updated throughout the season. If there's somebody who looks like they're taking off and they really look like they're doing good, they're a good a pickup. Some guys are kind of duds, and they're not meeting their potential, or they're not meeting the value of where you drafted them, because you drafted them in the 3rd, 4th round, and they're giving you production of like an 8th, 9th round person. I'll help you guys out with that. But yeah, man, stay tuned. This is gonna be all about fantasy basketball for head-to-head leagues, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll be putting this on SoundCloud, and you can also find it there, and it's strictly audio. And appreciate you guys watching.